Any fool can get into an ocean, but it takes a goddess to get out of one. What's true of oceans is true, of course, of labyrinths and poems. When you start swimming through riptide of rhythms and the metaphor's seaweed, you need to be a good swimmer or a born goddess to get back out of them. Look at the sea otters bobbing wildly out in the middle of the poem. They look so eager and peaceful playing out there where the water hardly moves. You might get out through all the waves and rocks into the middle of the poem to touch them. But when you've tried the blessed water long enough to want to start backward, that's when the fun starts. Unless you're a poet, or an otter, or something supernatural, you'll drown, dear. You'll drown. Any Greek can get you into a labyrinth, but it takes a hero to get out of one. What's true of labyrinths is true, of course, of love and memory when you start remembering. When the trains come into strange cities, the citizens come out to meet the strangers. "I love you, Jack," he said. "I love you, Jack," he said, at another station. When passengers come in from strange cities, the citizens come out to help the strangers. "I love you too," I said. "I love you too," I said, from another station. The citizens are kind to passing strangers, and nourish them and kiss their lips in kindness. I walk the unbelieving streets. I walk the unbelieving streets in a strange city. At night, in cold new beds, the welcomed strangers achieve in memory the city's promise. I wake in love with you. I wake in love with you at last year's station. Then say goodbye to citizens and city. Admit this much, that they were kind to strangers. I leave my love with you. I leave my love with you in this strange city. "Listen, you silk-hearted bastard. I said in the bar last night, you wear those dream clothes like a swan out of water. Listen, you wool-feathered bastard. My name, just for the record, is Leda. I can remember pretending that your red silk tie is a real heart, that your raw wool suit is real flesh, that you could float beside me with a swan's touch of casual satisfaction, but not the swan's blood. Waking tomorrow, I remember only somebody's feathers and his wrinkled heart draped loosely in my bed. This ocean, humiliating in its disguises, tougher than anything. No one listens to poetry. The ocean does not mean to be listened to. A drop or a crash of water. It means nothing. It is bread and butter, pepper and salt, the death that young men hope for. Aimlessly it pounds the shore, white and aimless signals. No one listens to poetry. What are you thinking about? I am thinking of an early summer. I am thinking of wet hills in the rain, pouring water, shedding it, down empty acres of oak and manzanita, down to the old green bush tangled in the sun, greasewood, sage, and spring mustard, or the hot wind coming down from Santa Ana, driving the hills crazy, a fast wind with a bit of dust in it, bruising everything and making the seed sweet, or down in the city where the peach trees are awkward as young horses, and there are kites caught on the wires up above the street lamps, and the storm drains are choked with dead branches. What are you thinking? I am thinking that I would like to write a poem that is slow as a summer, as slow getting started as 4th of July somewhere around the middle of the second stanza. After a lot of unusual rain, California seems long in the summer. I would like to write a poem as long as California, and as slow as a summer. Do you get me, Doctor? It would have to be as slow as the very tip of summer, as slow as the summer seems on a hot day drinking beer outside Riverside, or standing in the middle of a white-hot road between Bakersfield and Hell, waiting for Santa Claus. What are you thinking now? I'm thinking that she is very much like California. When she is still, her dress is like a road map, highways traveling up and down her skin, long empty highways, with the moon chasing jackrabbits across them on hot summer nights. I am thinking that her body could be California, and I a rich Eastern tourist, lost somewhere between Hell and Texas, looking at a map of a long, wet, dancing California that I have never seen. Send me some penny picture postcards, lady. Send them. One of each breast photographed, looking like curious national monuments. One of your body sweeping like a 3-lane highway, 27 miles from a night's lodging in the world's oldest hotel. What are you thinking? I am thinking of how many times this poem will be repeated, how many summers will torture California, until the damned maps burn, until the mad cartographer falls to the ground and possesses the sweet thick earth from which he has been hiding. What are you thinking now? I am thinking that a poem could go on forever.